It is late at night. You're sitting on your couch looking at your phone screen. On the screen is an item you've been considering for days, maybe a pair of shoes, a gadget, or a kitchen appliance. You scroll down, align your thumb, and tap the yellow button. Place your order. The button changes color. A green checkmark appears, followed by a message, "Order confirmed." You set your phone down and go back to what you were doing. To you, the transaction is over. You spent 30 seconds on an app, and now you wait for a box to appear on your porch in 48 hours. It feels seamless, almost magical, except the magic is an illusion. What actually happened the second your thumb touched that glass was not the end of a transaction, but the activation of an immense, highly automated physical machine. Before you even lock your phone screen, algorithms have reserved an item in a facility hundreds of miles away, calculated a precise route across air and highway networks, and signaled a fleet of autonomous warehouse robots to start moving. You think you just bought a product. In reality, your single click just fired a starting gun inside a global supply chain designed to move at the speed of the internet. The instant you tap Buy, your phone sends an encrypted HTTP request to the e-commerce platform's cloud servers. In a fraction of a millisecond, that server performs an invisible balancing act. It hits the company's inventory database to execute what is known as a hard hold. Even if millions of other users are browsing the exact same product at that identical moment, the system isolates one specific unit in a specific fulfillment center and marks it as unavailable to anyone else. Next, the order engine contacts the address validation service. It cross-references your address with postal databases, verifying street coordinates, apartment numbers, and local delivery routes to ensure the location actually exists and can receive freight. At the same time, the payment gateway processes your card, taking an authorization hold for the total amount. All of this happens in under 300 milliseconds. Now, the order is no longer just a line of code on a server. It becomes an actionable physical instruction translated into a standardized digital manifest called a pick list. The system now asks a critical question: where in the world is the fastest, cheapest place to fulfill this order? To decide where your item comes from, the retailer's warehouse management system, or WMS, analyzes a massive web of variables in real time. It considers which fulfillment center holds the item closest to your shipping address, which warehouse has the lowest labor congestion right now. What are the pickup cutoff times for local shipping carriers like UPS, FedEx, or the company's own delivery fleet? It doesn't just pick the closest warehouse geographically. It picks the warehouse that optimizes time, shipping cost, and warehouse capacity. Once the optimal facility is chosen, your order is beamed directly to a fulfillment hub, a building that can span up to 1 million square feet, equal to roughly 28 football fields under a single roof. Inside this facility, tens of thousands of items are stored not by category, but by a chaotic sounding system called randomized storage. Shoes aren't stored next to shoes. Books aren't stored next to books. Instead, items are placed in available shelf space wherever they fit, logged meticulously by 3D spatial coordinates. To a human eye, it looks like utter chaos. To the facility's central computer, it is a hyper-efficient spatial grid where no two similar-looking items sit together, virtually eliminating picking errors. And now, the signal hits the floor. Deep inside the warehouse, your order triggers a physical response. In modern fulfillment centers, human workers do not walk miles through aisles looking for your item. Instead, the shelves come to them, Small, bright orange or blue drive units, autonomous mobile robots, glide across the polished concrete floor, navigating using grid markers on the ground and LiDAR collision sensors. These robots maneuver beneath multi-story storage pods weighing over 1,000 pounds. The robot lifts the entire pod off the ground and spins into a synchronized flow, joining dozens of other units moving like an automated chess match. It drives the pod to an ergonomic picking station where a human worker stands. A screen at the station lights up. A directional laser beam points to the exact bin on the shelf where your item is located. The worker reaches in, grabs the item, scans its barcode with a ring scanner, and drops it into a yellow plastic tote sliding down a conveyor belt. Scan confirmed. The system knows within milliseconds that your exact item has been picked. The robot lowers the pod and spins away to return it to storage, while your tote zooms down miles of overhead conveyor tracks at up to 15 miles per hour toward the packy. When the tote arrives at the packing station, an automated scanner reads the tote's barcode. A computer screen tells the packer the exact box size to use, or an automated boxing machine measures the physical dimensions of the item using 3D cameras, cuts a custom cardboard box from a continuous sheet of corrugated board, folds it around the item, and seals it. This isn't just about protecting the item, it's about optimizing space. Shipping companies charge not only by weight, but by volumetric weight. How much physical space a box occupies inside a truck or airplane cargo hold. Shipping air costs money. Every cubic inch saved across millions of packages translates to millions of dollars in saved fuel and infrastructure capacity. Before the box leaves the station, an automated arm drops down and applies a thermal shipping label, the license plate label. This label contains a 2D barcode that encodes everything: destination zip code, carrier service level, tracking number, and package weight. The box shoots down another high-speed sorter track, passing over an automated scale that weighs the package down to the gram. If the package is even a few grams lighter or heavier than expected, suggesting a missing item or a wrong product, a mechanical pusher arm slams out and diverts the box to a quality control spur for human inspection. If the weight matches, the package continues at full speed toward the loading docks. At the loading dock, the package enters the mid-mile phase of the journey. It slides down a chute directly into the back of a waiting tractor-trailer. Packages are tightly stacked, utilizing every square inch of vertical space from floor to ceiling. Once loaded, the truck pulls out into the night. But its destination isn't your house. It's a regional sorting hub. Here, packages from hundreds of fulfillment centers converge. High-speed overhead camera gantries scan labels as boxes move along miles of belt networks, using mechanical shoes or air jets to sort thousands of packages per minute onto designated chutes bound for specific zip codes. Depending on the distance and service level you selected, your box might be loaded onto a long-haul semi-truck, driving straight through the night on interstate highways. It might be swept into an airport logistics ramp, loaded into a standardized aluminum air cargo container, and flown across the country on a dedicated cargo jet. Behind this movement is a massive dynamic routing engine constantly analyzing weather patterns, traffic bottlenecks, construction delays, and air traffic disruptions to reroute shipments in real time. By early morning, your package arrives at its final regional distribution center, the last mile delivery hub. The last mile is the most expensive, complex, and labor-intensive leg of the entire chain, often accounting for over 50% of the total shipping cost. At 5 a.m. inside the local delivery hub, automated sorters funnel your box into a specific lane corresponding to a single delivery van route. A route optimization algorithm organizes all the packages for that van, calculating a sequential itinerary designed to minimize left turns, avoid school zones during drop-off hours, and reduce fuel consumption. The driver loads their van according to this precise sequence, placing the first deliveries near the front door and later deliveries toward the back. By 8 a.m., the van leaves the station. As the driver approaches your neighborhood, the app on your phone updates. Your package is 8 stops away. The driver pulls up to your curb, scans the barcode on the box, carries it up your walkway, places it on your doorstep, takes a photo as proof of delivery, and taps Complete. A notification pops up on your screen. Delivered. You open your front door and pick up the box. It feels simple. You clicked a button, and 2 days later, a box was sitting on your doorstep. But when you cut open the tape and lift out your item, take a second to consider what actually just took place. Your single tap was the catalyst that activated thousands of lines of code across cloud databases, commanded autonomous warehouse robots, triggered high-speed conveyor lines, filled cargo bays, and dispatched delivery drivers across hundreds of miles of highway. You didn't just place an order. You pulled a lever on an invisible, hyper-automated global machine that never sleeps, a system standing by, waiting for your very next click.